Good morning, guys. This is Andy with Get Your Wellies. Welcome back to the garden. Today we're going to talk about elephant garlic. But before we do that, as always, get your wellies. Meet me in the garden. So again, thanks for joining me today in the garden. And first of all, let's start off by talking about what exactly is elephant garlic. Well, it's not a true garlic at all. It is in the same family, but it's more specifically related to the leek. The advantages of growing this over regular garlic, for those who don't like the pungent taste of garlic, this is somewhat milder. It is also, and probably the biggest reason, in my opinion, to grow it, if you live in one of the southern states, garlic becomes difficult to grow. Garlic requires a dormant period in the ground, and it's sometimes just a little too warm in the south to get enough of that, and so therefore the plant doesn't produce very well. Elephant garlic is way more tolerant. You can grow this down, you can grow it in pretty warm places, certainly all of the United States. I'm here in central Arkansas. Garlic is possible, but a little bit tricky to grow here. I have to admit I've not had just the greatest success with it. So elephant garlic is available from your big seed companies. Baker Creek, I'm pretty sure, would have it. Hoss Tools for sure sells elephant garlic as well as regular garlic. We are now in October here in central Arkansas. This is a great time to plant this. So I just went to the grocery store and found this. It was kind of expensive. It's like about I think it was $4.60 something, and these were both the same price, even though there's a size difference here. Interestingly, this one was a product of the US. This one was from Chile, and I've bought products from Chile before. They actually all do really well. Most of the things you buy in the store are going to have some level of inhibitors on them to make their shelf life longer. I don't know that they put a whole lot on garlic, because garlic lasts for a long time anyway. Elephant garlic can last up to a year stored properly, so it's probably not got a whole lot of inhibitors on it. So there's probably going to be, I'm guessing, 7 or 8 cloves between these two garlics. That's going to be enough for me for right now until I figure out another bed later. The other thing to note about elephant garlic, it does do well in the warmer states. It also is a perennial, like a lot of the allium family. So although this could be taken out of the ground end of the spring next year, I will probably leave mine in and try and get it to really kind of clove out and get all of these like separate cloves on here, to where I can replant and get more. Sometimes they won't necessarily get that big. That's going to be dependent on light, weather, where you've got it placed in your garden, all of those things. So you could end up with just one bulb when you put these cloves in. They could just grow into one bulb. If that happens, you can either put it back in the ground and look for cloves the following year, or you can just go ahead and eat that bulb. Either way is fine. So let's get into here and see what we have. So it is interesting that these are different in size. The one was a product of the US, is quite a bit smaller. Same price, same place in the store, thrown in the same crate, so not sure what to make of that. But I got one of each. There was actually another one of these bigger ones, but I thought I would just go ahead and get both and just kind of see what happens. Put them in their own little net bag here. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, these are already kind of starting to try and separate. They're pretty big. There's one clove. Now when you take these apart, you really, if you can leave some of that paper on, that's actually a good thing. The top is where the sprout will come from, right here. And then the base is, of course, the root. So just the same as with onion sets, you're going to plant pointy side up. So there's one. These are all pretty good sizes. 2, 3, 4, and 5 on that big one. That's pretty good. They're probably going to have like 3 to 7 is sort of normal. And here's the somewhat smaller one, still a decent size. So this one has 1, 2, and that's 1 clove. So this one had 3. So we've got a total here of 8. So that's pretty much perfect for the small space I'm gonna put them in. So let's go take a look at that. So this is one of the new beds that I built this year. I've just topped it off with some new mix, potting mix, and so this bed is ready for the garlic. And this is a 2 foot by 4 foot bed. So I'm just using this half closest to this side. As you can see, there's a trellis right there, and once the spring gets here, we'll be planting cucumbers or something that grows upwards on there. So elephant garlic needs to be planted with at least 4 inches of soil on top. So about a 6-inch hole is going to be right, and then root side down, pointy side up when you put them in. Okay, so just going to use my hands. So about 6 inches, and I push him down and make sure we're covered back up there. Same here. This is good soil. I put this in at the beginning of the year. Built these beds and went and picked up some soil, and we've had radishes in here, we've had cucumbers in here. It's performed really well, and then I put some mix on top. This will be enough nutrients. I would not add a whole lot of nutrients right now. So again, just to reiterate this, we always think of it here in Arkansas, because it's about right with our frost dates, is that we want to plant our garlic, and elephant garlic included. We want to do that close to Halloween. It can be a couple of weeks before, that's fine, but you want to do it really before the last frost, but not while it's still just really hot. So these will probably emerge. Make sure that's the right, there we go. Make sure it's the right way up, that always helps. So you want to make sure that these are in, not while it's hot, but certainly before it gets too cold. Okay, so if you've got soil that needs amending, you can put just a 10-10-10 in there, just a fairly small amount. I'm going to wait now, there's enough nutrients in here. I'm going to wait till the springtime, and then once they're starting to really get going, I'll go ahead and feed them then. So planting at the back side of that bed leaves me options to plant cucumbers again, or lauki, or something that climbs. Now that'll go in toward the end of April. The garlic will be ready anytime really from May onwards, and we'll talk about that when we get closer. But just as kind of a synopsis of things, just if you are having trouble growing regular garlic, go grab you some elephant garlic. You can get it at the store, about $4.50 or so for a bulb, and plant you some now. October here in Arkansas, if you are in a different zone, then just adjust for a couple of weeks to close to your frost date. Then that's a good time to put it in. So if you put it in, you want to go ahead and plant it 4 to 6 inches deep, and it may sprout some shoots here before the end of the year, or it may be in the early spring before you really see much. That's just a quick look at elephant garlic. As the season develops next year, and maybe even this year, we'll see some shoots coming out. But we'll look at the elephant garlic again and talk about it some more. So guys, thanks so much for joining me. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Check out a couple of other videos that I'll post links to at the end of this one. And until I see you next time, bye now.